Hi everyone, I am here today to share with you just some of my thoughts and opinions when it comes to purchasing a lamp. Now I have reviewed a lot of lamps and I got to thinking, there's a few things that I really look for in a lamp that I want to share with my friends out in the YouTube nail world. You want to have the lamp be 36 to 48 watts. That's pretty standard, The placement of the little lights that are inside the lamp. This is one of my favorite lights. This is the Sun 5. It's a really good light. This comes in 36 and I believe 48 watts. And this is a good light. It does cure everything. I've never had a problem. It has a low heat mode. It has a 10-second timer. But if we turn it over, and I mean this didn't seem to pose a problem on this particular lamp here, but it is something to look for in a lamp. Do you see this space right here? This is it's like an empty space, okay? So when you place your hands in the lamp, you want to make sure that your fingers are like way in the back. I never really had a problem with that with this lamp. I don't know if it's just the angle of the lights or anything, but I've never really had a problem. But you want to look for where the lights are placed because this does affect a lot of different brands. Now, over here I got the Sun 5 Plus, which is now one of my favorite lamps. And let me flip it over and I'll show you the difference. Right away, can you see the difference in the lamps? Right here. Yeah, you can see they have lights in the middle. And that is amazing. It's just great. And when I cure my thumbs, I always put my thumbs in the lamp like this. That's how I cure it. I've tried curing my thumb like this, just putting my whole hand in there, and it never works for me. My gel, it just seems to roll to the side, down to the side. And then I have this thumbnail that has a big hunk of gel that's rolled all the way down the side of the nail here. So I just have always cure my thumbs separate, and I always, anybody that I've ever done nails for, I've always told them to just cure your thumbs separate. But this works really well for that too. This one I cured my thumbs separately in it too. I didn't seem to have a problem, but there were plenty of lights where having this dead space, you could say, did cause a lot of curing problems for me. But currently, this is the lamp that I love. Look at that. So the number one thing for me is now I like to look and see where the lights are placed. I want lights on top. That's just a preference I have. And another thing, a lot of lamps they make today have a black inside. And to me, I just don't like that. I don't know. I like the lamp to either be white on the inside or silver. And when the best is actually a silver inside because it is so reflective, and that's good. And black, this is only my opinion. I just think that with black, it's not as reflective as white would be. That's just my own opinion about that. And another thing is a 10-second timer. I have to have a 10-second timer. If you do gels a lot, like I do, then you can understand why I want a 10-second timer. And now I prefer a lamp that has a memory so that I can set this at 10 seconds, or I can set this at 30 seconds, or I can set this at 60 seconds. And I can just have it at, like, say 10 seconds. And I can just go ahead and put my hand in there and cure it for 10 seconds and go on, or I can have it set at 10 seconds and I can in my mind count to 5 seconds and then take it out, because there's not very many lamps that have a 5-second timer. At least I haven't seen very many. Another thing I like is I like a big bright timer. I want to see where I'm at. I just have to see where I'm at. If I have a lamp that does not have a timer or anything, I feel like I'm lost. I just have to have a brightly lit timer. If the lamp doesn't have a timer, then forget it. I'm not gonna want it, because that is just something that I just have to have, is a brightly lit timer. And another thing that is important on lamps, which some of the lamps don't have is they don't have an on and off button. Some of the Sun 5s, like this one, it does have an on and off button. Okay, but this Sun 5 Plus does not have an off button. This is the Sun 3, and it has the memory, it has a timer on top. It has, the whole top of this lamp is full of lights, so it's really nice for curing. And the only thing is, it's black inside. I would prefer that it be white inside, but it's black inside. And I mean, it's still a good lamp, a good choice. It's a 48 watt. I liked was the Sun 4. It's black inside. I would prefer that they make it being white inside. On the Sun 4 here, the bottom doesn't come off, and that is one thing that I don't like. You know, why can't they make the lights silver anymore inside? I think that's really a nice thing to have, is a silver lamp, silver inside. It just makes it so reflective. I think that would make all the lights reflect and cure faster. I've noticed when I've used lamps that had silver inside that they feel warmer inside. So something's going on. I mean, I'm not a scientist, so I can't speak for things that on a scientific view, because I'm not a scientist. I'm only telling you things that I found out myself just through using the lamps. My opinions. Now the Sun 5 lamps, I'm thinking that this one is a 36 watt and that this one is a 48. Now I could be wrong, but I kind of think that is the way it is. I don't have the boxes anymore, or the directions, and it doesn't really say on there, but I think that's how it is. But either way, most lamps are 36 watt. That's pretty much standard. That's pretty much what you want, is 36 watt. A 36 or a 48 watt. And I always suggest that you have at least 24 or more lights inside the lamp, because to me, my own personal opinion is that I think it'll cure better for you. Okay, now let me show you this Melody Susie lamp. This was their rechargeable lamp, and I did do a review on it. And I so really liked this lamp, and I wanted to like it so much, but I just couldn't, because look at the lights. They're way in the back, which I told you, and I talked to you about that at the beginning of the video. And for some reason, this lamp, it's not all lamps do it, but for some reason, this particular lamp did not want to cure my gel when I put it in there. And I mean, it did, but I always had to really make sure I had my hand way in the back, so that, I mean, I couldn't put my hand like this, and I definitely couldn't cure my thumbs. There's quite a bit of space from here to here, quite a bit. So if you like put your hand in there like that, I mean, you have to make sure that you and I have big hands too. Can you imagine somebody that has a little hand? It's like you always have to constantly be thinking about placement of your hand in the lamp. And I mean, who has time for that? Who wants to think about, okay, now I got to make sure I get my hand in there right? And I really wanted to love this lamp because it's sturdy, it's heavy, it's rechargeable, it at least has a 15-second timer. I could not get to like it because of the placement of those lights. When I did a couple sets and I was having problems with curing, and I knew that it had to be because I didn't have my hand in there. Now, like I said, this doesn't always affect every lamp. And it also came with like this hand plate that you could put your hand on to kind of guide you where to put your hand, but still. For some reason it doesn't really affect the Sun 5. I don't know why. But now the Sun 5 has a Sun 5 Plus, which I really recommend. It held a really good charge, a long charge, for being a rechargeable UV LED lamp. So that was really a nice feature, but yeah, it just wasn't doing it for me because of the light placement, and that it just seemed like it just would not cure my gels, and I just had to fumble too much. One of the last things that's important to me is that my lamp have a removable base. That way you can do feet easily, or if you are using dual forms, sometimes you have to use the lamp like this. You know, doing 3D pieces, sometimes you have to hold your light over the piece. It's just better that the bottom comes off, and there are lights out there still that the bottoms do not come off. Now when I review lamps, if the lamps don't have these features, then I just write the company back and tell them no, I'm not interested, because I just know right away that I'm gonna have a little bit of negativity towards the light already. So I am very selective now in what lamps that I will review. Remember, these are just my thoughts and opinions. I'm not a scientist and I'm not a mechanic. I don't build lights or anything like that. It's just, you know, how I view lamps, what I like in a lamp, what I think is important to me. And I thought I'd share it with you, and maybe you can take some of my information and apply it to when you purchase your lamp. And that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.